I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the regular meeting of the Board of Education, East Peoria Elementary District 86. It is Thursday, July 16th, 2026 at 7:16 p.m. Our mission is East Peoria Elementary District 86 is dedicated to continually improving achievement of all students. Roll call.
Schultz.
Here.
Tapp.
Here.
Williams. Hamilton.
Here.
Cunningham. Cunningham. I have to say those. Williams. Cowan.
Here.
I was very slow.
All right. We do not have any visitors or public participation. So we will move on to matters of business. Joint consent recommendation for approval of minutes from special meeting session June 16th, 2026. Meeting, special meeting, executive session June 16th, 2026. Minutes, regular meeting June 16th, 2026. Minutes, special meeting, public hearing, June 23rd, 2026. Minutes, special meeting, session, June 23rd, 2026. The treasurer's report and the financial report. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call.
Tapp.
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. All right, next, I need a motion to approve the bills as presented, including bills received that would incur a late charge penalty if not paid before the next board meeting and authorize payment thereon. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
Tapp.
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. All right, don't have any correspondence this month. New business and action items. Appoint East Peoria Elementary District 86 Foundation representative from the board for the 2026-2027 school year. The foundation bylaws require the board to appoint a representative annually to serve in the capacity. So we need to appoint or reappoint someone to this position. Discussion should occur so that position could be filled. Do I have any one of you three that would be interested in that? So if not, I believe Mr. Cunningham is our current board representative, so we will reappoint him to that position. Next time he won't miss a meeting. I don't need any. All right, and next we have joint consent, approve revised job description 4.32 bus driver and 4.33 bus monitor. Mr. Engel.
Yes, in your packet, as Mr. Cowan mentioned, you have the job description for bus drivers and bus monitors. Just a couple of updates to make sure that they're reflecting current requirements. So you'll see with regards to 4.32, which is the bus driver job description, must be 21 years of age or older. High school graduate or equivalent has been added in there. We've also added obtain a school bus driver's permit, a CDL Class B with passenger and S endorsement as issued by the Illinois Office of Education, as opposed to ultimately obtained, so just a word revision. And then there are some physical requirements that have been, obviously there may be potential to be able to lift or carry. And so, must be able to lift or carry up to 10 pounds, required to have a push or pull up to 45 pounds, and then some physical requirements necessary for the position itself.
Tony,
So
those two numbers should actually change.
They should switch up.
Yes.
The other one should be 45.
Yes.
And that change.
Yeah.
Okay. When you look at the second page, just completes and turns in required timesheets on time. We don't have the daily and monthly mileage sheet, and so it's just a required timesheet now. And then we want to make sure that we clarify complete vehicle checks that are both pre and post checks for them. And then on the last page, attends required safety trainings, annual refreshers as required by the state, State Board of Education, and anything else required by the school district. Any questions on all of those? But everything else would remain unchanged. With regards to the bus monitor job description, again, the education requirements,
The numbers are right in this, and that's why.
ability to understand and follow basic oral written instructions, able to lift and carry up to 40 pounds, require employee to have the ability to push or pull that 15-pound requirement. Assist bus drivers in supervising students and maintains effective discipline on the bus. We just changed that from what was already in there about maintains effective student discipline. It's more about the assistance to the driver. We basically tried to combine two different into just one single statement, so you can see that here. Obviously, we may have students that might be nonverbal, so we have to be able to understand meeting those needs. Demonstrate awareness of special needs of early childhood vulnerable children. Maintain orderly conduct and deal with behavior concerns as appropriate. Maintain knowledge of first aid procedures. Attend required safety training and manual service training as required. Assist children because it is part of the job description. At times we need to assist students in and out of seats, both as required and as instructed, and then assist in buckling up buckling students as required. So just some changes, just more for clarification purposes. Were there any questions with regards to any of that? Okay, with the one change, making sure that we change the weight requirements as reflected in the bus monitor, would be my recommendation that the board approve as presented.
Okay. So the recommendation is the board approve the revised job descriptions 4.32 bus driver and 4.33 bus monitor as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Schultz,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Yes. All right, approve transportation employee manual. Mr.
One of the other things that Sherry has done is she went through and made some revisions to the handbook for the upcoming school year. If you look, there is the requirement of absences of 3 or more days, requiring a doctor's release, making sure that they're able to return to work, and we have that documentation. And then also there's a requirement that we need to make sure we stipulated in there with making sure that, if someone has to take medication for any reason, it's not something that impacts their ability to drive, so we want to make sure that that was Any questions regarding those changes? Again, we want to try to make it as encompassing as possible, and we wanted to make sure those things are specified as
So the recommendation is the board approve the transportation employee handbook as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I just want to thank Mrs. Sarver for the work that she's done on this. It's not easy, looking through all that and determining what decisions need to be made to change. So thank you very much for your work on that. So, any other discussion? Roll call.
Pat,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. All right, joint consent employment, Mr. Engel.
Yeah, including in your packet are recommendations to employ Madison Hump as a 5th grade teacher, Mackenzie Level as 3rd grade teacher, Katie Skanicki as a 4th grade teacher, Leslie Ogburn as a K-5 counselor, Autumn Jager as a classroom aide at Glendale. We don't have a recommendation at this time for a classroom aide at Armstrong. Karsten Sherman as bus driver, Robert Pyle as a bus driver, Taylor Scanlon as a bus driver, and Heidi Zeiler as a cook at CJHS. So employment would be for the 2026-2027 school year and is contingent upon final results of background checks.
So the recommendation is the board accept the recommendation for employment as presented. Employment is for the 2026-2027 school year and contingent upon the results of their background checks and licensure. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Sorry.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Schultz?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes. All right, approve contract with Solant for special education teacher. Mr. Ingram.
As the board has been made aware, we've had difficulty filling one of our special education positions due to the shortage of special education candidates. Mr. Gamble did contact several contract firms for the potential hire of a contractual special education teacher. He also held interviews with candidates from various firms. At this time, Mr. Gamble is recommending that we utilize Solient for contract services for a special education teacher. Cost of the contract service is $75 an hour, and we would contract this person for 175 days at 7 hours per day. The total potential cost of the contract, if it were for all year, would be $91,875. Realistically, as the district, we will continue to look to employ a teacher in-house. That's kind of been what we've attempted to do all along. Certainly there's an opportunity that we may be able to hire someone between now and the start of the school year. If that doesn't happen, potentially during the course of the school year, maybe at the mid-year term might be another opportunity. If we do go the entire school year, then we would look to hire a person for the following school year. And so we've been clear that that's our intention. I appreciate the union leadership, kind of engaging in the conversation, make sure that there's an understanding that, our preference would be, as we normally would be to hire everyone in-house. And we've done our best to do that up to this point and just have not been successful in filling this one position. Certainly we want to make sure that, that we've ensured that the person who comes in that position has the required certifications, everything that's necessary. But again, it's a contract service for this point, and, at some point, if we were able to hire, then we would move away from the contract service and hire that. So this position will remain posted, and we'll continue to take any letters of interest or, advertise for that to try to ensure that we eventually will be able to hire someone.
So the recommendation is that the board approve the contract for special education teacher through Solant at potential cost of $91,875 as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Schultz?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes. All right. Approve, quote, Committee for Children's Second Step Program. Mr. Warner.
Yes, so Second Step is a social emotional learning program that the district has been utilizing for the last several years. It had started at the junior high. It has now been implemented at the grade school levels. This is a renewal cost, and so this would allow all 7 buildings to continue to have the electronic access to all videos and lessons. We continue to work with our administrators to ensure that the fidelity of this program and making sure that it is being implemented across all grade levels and across all classrooms. So that way, all students have the opportunity to receive the social emotional program. We also are aware that from a board perspective, that the social emotional learning aspect is a key factor as we're approved by the goals. So we will continue to monitor the usage of this program to determine, number one, if it's the correct program for the district, making sure that it's being used with fidelity, and if not, then we need to review and see what other options that we may have if this is not what truly is there. So at this time, the total cost is $20,153.70.
So the recommendation is the board approve the quote from Committee for Children for the Second Step Program for the total cost of $20,153.70. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call.
Pat?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Schultz?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes. All right, approve change order for entryway project Wilson School. Mr. Warner.
Yes, as First Build Associates was working on the work up at Wilson, one of the discussions that happened, they had established a hard pan ceiling. And when you put a hard pan ceiling, you have no access to any of the wiring or anything up there. So when Tom had that discussion with them, the change order is to now put a ceiling grid. And so instead, so that way now we will have more of an access panel up there as well. The cost for that framing, taping, painting is $880, and so that the change order number one would be, that's what we're asking for, is the change order for $880.
Okay. So the recommendation is by joint consent, the board give Superintendent Eagle the authorization to sign the change order as presented. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Cap,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. Approve payment application for entryway project at Bolin School.
So Tony and I have had the opportunity we've been monitoring the progress of the projects. We actually met with Midwest Construction Professionals on Tuesday morning with Tom.
Yep.
We toured all three buildings. We started up at Bolin. While we were up there, the flooring was being prepped to be ready to be installed. The framing of the new design of the secretarial office has been put in. They put some of the ceiling grid in. There will be a change order for some lighting. When they put the ceiling grid in, it was 2x2, and the lighting that we had in there was 2x4. So we'll have a small change order for that coming at some point. And they're waiting for the kind of the casework. I know that they have been working with Kelly Glass to get the glass installed. As of right now, Bolin is looking to be on time. I mean, based on everything that we were told, that the timeline is July 31st. We then went to Wilson, where they have, depending on how familiar you are with Wilson, they have taken the storefront off, so it is now boarded up as they're getting ready to put the new storefront up there. Where you walk in the doors, there is now, when you walk in right to your left, there is a wall that now encases that side room.
Full-size wall.
Before the full-size wall, so that encases that room, so that way when that other storefront's put, that room is now secure as well. The framing has been completed as well inside of the office space, and again, it's a casework piece.
The office doorway has been expanded.
Yep.
On that interior hallway.
Yep. So again, if you were to go up there and take a look today, you would look at it and go, how are they going to get done in 2.5 weeks? We've been doing construction for a long time. It doesn't mean that we're not concerned, but at the same time, we made it clear on Tuesday of what the expectations are. Lincoln is a little bit of a different story. They have done all of the demolition work on the interior part that they had intended to do, especially up in the front. They're still waiting to do a little bit of the other work. As you recall, we did approve 2 stairway lifts, and so the knee wall that needed to be built has been built, and the lifts have been delivered. The lifts of Illinois have them, and so that is supposed to be done in the next
And the
week and a half.
electrical has been run from the downstairs to the upper part of the wall. When we were there, it was supposed to be connected then.
So
And from
that
that's
part's moving
along.
forward. So other than that, interior-wise, there's not a lot of work. One of the things that Tony and I made clear is that while we understand that front portion was going to be into the school year, our expectation is that the carpeted areas that we had set for the year need to be done before the school year starts. That was one of our no-goes, like it has to be done. So the front area, they had taken off the canopy, and then they had dug out the concrete pad that was right in front of the office area, or I guess the front entry area. There was some concern, they were waiting on the pillars, right? The piers.
So the pier depth was kind of a hang-up, making sure that they got the engineer sign off on the depth of the piers. They ended up having to go deeper with the pier than anticipated. And so it took a while to get the submittals and then final approvals done. There was some going back and forth. So that kind of pushed back a little bit, because one of our questions at the time was, we had some decent weather during that time. Why weren't we seeing some of that work? But it was all about making sure that the piers were set or the level of the concrete for the piers was as deep as it needed to be, and it ended up going a greater depth than originally anticipated.
And while we were there, they were actually pouring the new concrete pad. So that has been done. What I will tell you is I think the thing that was most interesting to me is the I guess you will call the posts or the piers that were in for the canopy. If you drive by Lincoln and you look out in the front area, you'll see one of them that they pulled. The amount of concrete that was for that pier, up that pole, was unbelievable. I could not believe how much concrete was used. I mean,
They had to pull that one.
2
They're
feet
gonna be able
thick.
to
I mean,
cut the rest of them off below ground.
it's huge. Yeah, I mean, it was
Fill
like
in,
2.5,
but
3 feet wide.
the
It's,
thing is-
it's crazy.
It's how much for what was there and for what that overhang had. So it makes sense that the pier depth on everything else, had to be calculated and make sure that it was at the appropriate depth.
So before we did the pay apps, I just want to give you a brief update as to where construction's at. We continued, ouch, I just pinched my finger. We continue to work with Midwest Construction Professionals. It hurt, I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do.
Do you need to take a moment?
It didn't feel good. And Antonio actually had a conversation with Stacy Kidd from PCM Plus Design yesterday as well. So, I mean, we're continuing to work through with everybody and to make sure that the projects continue on the path of the timeline in which we expected. So with that being said, the first pay application is for Boland School to be paid to Midwest Construction Professionals for $20,326.90.
So the recommendation is the board approve the payment request presented as certified by Stacy Kidd of PCM Plus D for the Boland School entryway project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. All right, approve payment application for entryway project at Lincoln School.
So the first pay app for Midwest Construction Professionals for Lincoln School is $63,285.70.
All right, so the recommendation is the board approve the payment request presented as certified by Stacy Kidd of PCM Plus D for the Lincoln School entryway project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Schultz,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. All right, approve payment application for entryway project at Wilson School.
The first payment application for Midwest Construction Professionals for the project at Wilson School is $45,056.37.
All right, so the recommendation is the board approve the payment request presented as certified by Stacy Kidd, a PCM Plus D, for the Wilson School entryway project. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Pat,
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. Anything to add on that?
I do not have anything more. Thank you.
Approve estimate from City Coal and Asphalt for asphalt repair, cleaning, and sealing at Armstrong School.
As we have been trying to do when we have upgraded our asphalt at our different locations at our buildings, City Coal has provided us a quote to clean, reseal, and then restripe the parking lot at Armstrong School. The cost for this work to be completed by City Coal and Asphalt is $7,111.
So the recommendation is the board approve estimate from City Coal and Asphalt for the cleaning, sealing, and restriping of the parking at Armstrong School for a total cost of $7,111 as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. Approve agreement with Blue Sky Restoration Contractors for Shoot School.
So in the gym at Shoot School, there has been a buildup of dust, dirt, etc. on the ceiling, which is quite noticeable. It has been indicated that this buildup is related to the conditioning of the air in the gym and the frequency in which the gym doors are open and closed throughout the day for dismissal. As you know, that when the gym when it was built 50 years ago, wasn't designed for conditioned air, and when we redid Shoot, the air was conditioned in there, and so with the cool air, the humidity, condensation accrues on the ceiling, dust and stuff go up there, and so it is noticeable. So we reached out to Blue Sky and also another company to get some quotes, and then Blue Sky will be cleaning the gym area to eliminate any possibility of mold and apply an antimicrobial agent to the ceiling to neutralize and prevent mold growth. And then in the end, once this is all done, we will be taking a second step to see what it looks like to insulate that, so we do not have that same issue moving forward. So the cost of the project through Blue Sky is $34,649.88.
So the recommendation is the board approve the agreement with Blue Sky for the shoot school at a cost of $34,649.88 as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Any
call.
guess on, sorry,
No.
any guess, like a warranty on how long the antimicrobial?
I do not have an answer
Okay.
to that, Chris, I'm sorry, but it's something I could try to find out from Tom.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? All right, roll call.
Schultz,
Yes.
Cap,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. All right, post-issuance tax compliance report.
Yes, every year at this time, there is a post-issuance tax compliance report that is submitted to the board as required per our board record-keeping policy. So in your packet, you have the 2-page post-issuance tax compliance report that I'm asking for the board to approve at this time.
Recommendation is the board approve the post-issuance tax compliance report as presented. Do I have a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved?
Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Cap,
Yes.
Hamilton.
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. All right, approve updated exposure control plan.
So included in your packet is a copy of our exposure control plan policy. There were no changes to the policy itself, but included in the policy is the date. And so on the top of the first page, we had to change the date to reflect the current year, 2026.
So the recommendation is to approve the updated exposure control plan as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Sorry.
Come on, Chris, causing problems.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Cap,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. All right, resolution 2627-01, Gatsby 34 audit. Mr. Hill.
So the Governmental Accounting Standard Board requires a GASB Type 34 audit for all governmental bodies. One of the things with regards to that type of audit is it truly would increase our audit fees, kind of at an estimated roughly 50%. And our financial statements would then show net assets instead of fund balances, which is what our statements show. So it's the opinion of the auditors that the negatives of a GASB 34 audit outweigh the positives. School code requires an annual financial report and not necessarily a separate audit report or a GASB 34 report. And so by board resolution, our audit can be done as it has been done in the past with a regulatory opinion instead of a GASB 34 audit. And so that regulatory opinion then is accepted by the State Board of Education, the current U.S. Department of Education, and bonding companies. And so right now, our audit is scheduled to be performed beginning July 27th. So I recommend the board pass the resolution as presented.
So the recommendation is the board pass resolution 2627-01, that our audit for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026 be done with regulatory opinion and not Gatsby number 34 report. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call.
Schultz,
Yes.
Cap,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes. All right, action on release of executive session minutes from December 2025 through May 2026. Mr. Ring.
We've reviewed the executive session minutes occurring from December 2025 through May 2026, and at this time, it would be the recommendation that the board not release the executive session minutes from December 2025 through May of 2026. All previously closed minutes would then remain closed at this time and be reviewed again in 6 months.
So the recommendation is the board not release the executive session minutes from December 2025 through May of 2026. All previously closed minutes will remain closed at this time and will be reviewed again in 6 months. Do I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Cap,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Yes. All right, other business and information items. Cafeteria manager's report. A copy of this report is included in your packet for review and will be placed on file. All right, new teacher induction.
On July 30th and 31st, Mrs. Ricka, Mr. Ringgold, and I will welcome in our new staff that we have hired, and including the staff that you improved tonight, to come in and have some new teacher induction training. They will have the opportunity to get to meet the union leadership that day and hear about the union. They'll get to hear about district initiatives. They'll talk to Lisa Eller about assessment. They'll talk to Scott about technology. Our insurance provider will come in as well and provide information to them. It ends on the 31st in the morning with a tour of the city, so that way they have an idea of where their students may be coming from for where they're working. And then there will be a lunch where their mentors will be here, so they have an opportunity to meet their mentor. And then in the afternoon that day, the mentees and mentors have the opportunity to work together. And so we're looking forward to those 2 days.
All right, financial update, Mr. Warner.
So, as Tony mentioned, we have the audit coming up. So Heather has been working very, very hard to get all the documentation that is needed by Gorns and Associates, so that way when they are here on the 27th, the process goes as smoothly as possible. It's kind of a daunting task to get all of that information ready, and the timelines of when they need it sometimes get a little bit, puts us in a little bit of a crunch. But we're looking forward to that process to see how we do. I'm very happy to announce that the mandated categorical for quarter 4 were not only vouchered but paid before the end of the fiscal year. So we received our fourth transportation payments. We received all of our evidence-based funding money, any of our special ed dollars. CBPRT came in about where we expected, a little bit higher, not too much. And so being able to look at where the revenues now where we were, I've felt pretty good about that based on where the expenditures are as well. So I do really look forward to seeing how the audit plays itself out to kind of see how we truly ended this year. And so right now, I mean, that's just kind of the mode we're in. I'm working on the 26-27 budget. Trying to have that ready for you guys in August for a tentative thing. We can't forget to talk about that, by the way.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of just a financial update. If any questions anybody has financially right now?
And I think for most of you, this timeliness of the state aid payments and not chasing one of the 4 payments, we went through a significant period of time where we were always a payment behind. And then there were times where there was significant proration of payments, delayed payments, and then we went through a period where technically we were getting 4 payments, but the 4th payment, one of the 4 payments was a payment that we were owed from the year before. So we were continually chasing payments. And so since we've gone to the evidence-based funding model and see a lot more consistency with the state aid payments, it does allow us to predict better than we were able to do in the past, especially as we look at the next year's budgeting process. And so that's been a significant improvement. And since evidence-based funding was enacted, this knowledge of this is what we're receiving and being able to actually know that that's what we're receiving and that the payment's coming in a more timely manner, now it helps us in our decision-making process. So that's been a huge step. I know a lot of times, we talk a lot about where funding is, but you do have to look for the positives where they exist. And I will tell you right now, based on what Jason just delivered, that's an extreme positive than we were 10 years ago, definitely 15.
Especially when I first came in the office, that was right when we were in that process. I mean, constant proration. Granted, we still have proration with transportation and special ed funding, I'll be intrigued to see how that actually plays itself out to budget accordingly, but
But we were seeing more of that across the board at the time.
yeah, yes, our general state aid was bad.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the comptroller has really
She's done a great job.
improved things at the state level, although our funding is not at 100% of what it should be.
Yep.
At least we're getting what we are planning on
What we were
getting,
told
and
to
it helps
get.
for planning purposes. So
Yes.
that office has done tremendous work.
Yes.
And the challenge of, mandated categoricals are what they are. They're mandated, and yet that's where you see your prorations. And so something's not leveling out there when
Right.
you're mandated. And the transportation payments are another piece to continue to see that proration, but yet, what we're mandated to provide with regards to with the transportation, or free transportation, then obviously getting timely payments would also assist in covering and making sure where we're at with cost containment and other factors, so. Still work to be done, but definitely some positives that we're seeing.
All right, FOIA update.
All of you have a listing of the FOIA requests that were received since the previous board meeting. As you will see, the ones that were received were all commercial requests, and so we fulfilled those as we were able. A lot of the vendors that were asked about are not vendors that we utilize, so we wouldn't necessarily have information pertaining to many of those.
There's one that's not on there that we responded to today, and while we were in the process of responding to it, got another one.
And they're all
It's
commercial.
from the same. It's all from the same.
It's all commercial
Same people.
pieces, but we understand our obligation to continue to comply with those.
Okay. All right, transportation update.
Just real briefly, with regards to transportation, obviously, we hired 3 drivers this evening, continuing to build that base that we've talked about all along, get to a point where we have an adequate number of subs to cover when, we do have call-offs or illness or those kinds of things that won't necessarily require our supervisor or even our mechanic to have to cover those routes. So we continue to build towards that. At the same time, obviously we're working to clarify things, make sure that, everybody understands expectations. And so the handbook revisions, job description revisions, and then just other conversations, that we've been having. Obviously now we've made our transition to Sherry in her supervisory role, and, just having some conversations about the next steps and, where do we continue to build the program, as we've transitioned from Bob to Sherry, and, we made progress in a lot of areas. Now, how do we continue to make that progress while still tackling the most difficult part of this, which is ensuring that we have the appropriate staffing, but always looking at our routes as well. Where can we consolidate if that opportunity exists? What are the things we can do to be helping ourselves in those capacities? So I know we've had that conversation with Sherry, and those are the kinds of things that she's working on. On the flip side of that, also looking at how do we kind of continue to build the level of training that we provide for both our drivers and our monitors, as well as a continual process for that. And that's something that Sherry is working on right now. So appreciate the work that's being done with regards to that too.
Yep. All right, anything from the EPEEA this evening? All right, thank you for being here. All right, any other business by board or administration?
I have one thing.
Okay.
So, like what happened in the amended budget season, there were not 30 days between when we did the tentative budget to when we had to do the final approval. The same thing will happen August to September. So the question is, do we schedule a second meeting in September, or do we move the meeting in September from Thursday, I think it's the 18th, to Tuesday, September 22nd? So we could do it either way. We could add a second meeting, or we could just change the meeting, and we'd had plenty of time to be able to publish that, so people are aware that we made a change to our
So
calendar.
we would have that approved in the August.
And then we would actually approve that in August.
Approve the change in the August meeting.
I mean, my personal opinion, I would recommend one meeting rather than two. Sometimes it's easier to get folks here for one meeting rather than the second meeting of the month. So, I mean, as you can see, we've got 3 absent already. A lot of that is due to summertime activities, of course. Hopefully that'll slow down a little bit when it comes to September, but I think it's just an easier opportunity for everybody to get there. So if that's the way we want to move forward,
Have
then
those dates right? Have those dates right?
Just double checking that.
So you said September 22nd?
It's September 17th and so
would go that
September
Tuesday the
17th is our
22nd.
meeting. It would still be it'd be Tuesday the 22nd.
And that gives you the 30
Yeah.
days.
Yep, I guess 1, 2. Yeah, because right now the 17th is the 20th. So we would look at Tuesday, September 22nd. So we'll bring that to the board for approval next month.
perfect. Any other business? I just wanted to say one thing. A huge thank you to Mrs. Bodke for your service, not only to the board, but also the district over the number of years you've been here. But you've been a huge assistance to all of us sitting on the board and those prior to us. So thank you very much for your service. You are definitely going to be missed. Have fun. Enjoy your retirement.
And Susan has served both as the secretary to the superintendent as well as the recording secretary to the board. And certainly, you all have had the opportunity to interact on different things. And so we also have had a couple of opportunities to recognize Susan for her retirement, but certainly want to also formally thank her for everything and the work that's been done. And, certainly, we
month,
work
welcome
to
in,
make our
Tracy.
transition. Tracy's here. And so next month, Tracy will be sitting up here and as we make that transition, but certainly want to wish Susan the best in her retirement, well deserved. And with Bob also reaching that retirement platform, they can have this time together and certainly hope they both enjoy their retirements to the fullest. So thank you very much.
Okay, I need a motion for a request for an executive session for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees. There will be no action taken during the executive session, so, or after the executive session, sorry. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Schultz,
Yes.
Cap,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.